Hey, what's up, guys? Just got back from my brother's house. We played another scenario of Gloomhaven. Um, but anyway, just wanted to take a quick look at Axis and Allies Europe by Avalon Hill. I believe this is the Avalon Hill version of after Hasbro acquired them. So, Hasbro, Hasbro, yuck. Uh, Here's the map. Let's open it up. It's hard mounted, and it's just a map of Europe, just like you would expect in an Axis and Allies game. It is just divided up into areas, sea areas, land areas. One of the cool things now that like cities are their own areas, with the stacking and the way things work in this version, it's a little bit different. You also have convoy areas. It kind of streamlines the old A&A game a little bit, I think. I believe it's an improvement. But that's a look at the map. Here's the rule book. Is there a date on this? I don't know. But here's the gameplay manual. The complexity level says it's challenging for 2 to 4 players, ages 12 and up. A challenging complexity level for a 12-year-old? I don't know. But I don't know. I wouldn't consider this game challenging. Whatever. For a 12-year-old, it'd be challenging. For sure. Here it goes over what's different about this Axis and Allies Europe among the other games. And it gives you some bullet points about what's different. It goes over the game setup for a 4-3-2 player game. Goes over the combat units. You have infantry, artillery, and armor, of course. You have aircraft carriers, battleships, destroyers, submarines, transports, bombers, and fighters, and, of course, factories, industrial complexes. Then they're talking about the game board, color coding, going over who owns what. Here it starts talking about industrial production, how to make monies. Here it's going over what to do on a turn. It gives you the order of play and the action sequence. Purchasing combat units, combat movement, resolving combat, resolving naval combat down here, going over combat results, special kinds of battles, strategic bombing raids, the Battle of the Atlantic, convoy movement examples. It talks about how to move convoys between these convoy boxes. Non-combat movement, placing new units, collecting income. Then it talks about each individual combat unit. Well, they have industrial complex listed under combat units, but the industrial complex isn't really a combat unit, but whatever. It's given an explanation of what everything can do. This is a pretty simple game. If you played Axis and Allies, you'll pick this up in no time. That's a quick look at the rule book. It clocks in at 28 pages, but in reality, after all these explanations that you really, and all these examples, you're really only looking at maybe an 18-page rule book. Actually, I would say 15-page rule book, and it goes into great detail about simple things. So it's not a lot. You also get your country cards, which give you all the information you need to play this country, all the setup info. But this print is so small. I can see it better in this camera than I can by looking at it with my naked eye at this same distance. Very, very small. It's on cardboard, like cereal box thickness. It works. It's fine. It's just super small. Super small. I mean, that's small. But there's one for each. There's a card for each country. There's Germany, Soviet Union, United States, and Great Britain. Those are the 4 players in this game. Then there's a battle board. Well, I mean, once you get used, we never use this anymore because we know how things work. But before, if this is your first experience with this game, this battle board is a good thing to use. But you'll probably only use it maybe half dozen times, and then you won't even need to use this anymore. Then we have the production chart. This keeps track of your monies that your countries produce. And as you spend them, they go down. Again, these are all in like cereal box thickness cardboard. Then you get a bunch of stuff in the box. You have your 4 countries. You have a bunch of, well, you know what? At this point, I'm not sure if these came with the game or if these were ones that we had from our other A&A games. But these are chips that represent more than one. So for instance, you guys know how this works. So I have 1 infantry guy here, and then these 2 chits underneath him. That means there's 3 infantry there with him on top of the chips like this. God. There, 3 infantry guys. That's just what these chips are for. The red chips represent 5. So if this was sitting on the game board, really, that would just mean there was 6 infantry there. The red chip meaning 5, and the guy on top meaning 6. And there's a handful of dice. I don't know how many are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 or 11. 10 or 11 dice that you... It's a bucket of dice system. You guys know how A&A's played. And then there's a bunch of pretend monies here at the bottom to keep track of your productions. There's markers for each country in here to indicate control of areas. It's your typical A&A game by Avalon Hill. It's fun. It's okay. I played it once. It does play different than your normal A&A game, slightly. But my group actually prefers the big campaign game. We play the Xeno games unofficial version. We had to send away for a map, and it's a lot better. It starts in 39. So, but anyway, thanks for watching, guys. This is a look at A&A Europe from Avalon Hill, part of HASBRO. Take that for what it's worth. Thanks for watching.